And I was saying that the difference, at some point I was also on the other side. It was one type of shock. You have a commodity price shock and you handle that. You have another shock and you handle that. But now you have a vector, I would say, of shocks. You have the COVID, you have climate change, you have geopolitics, you have trade, you have name it. Yep. And the work now for Ministry of Economy is much more complicated than it was 15 years or 20 years ago, because you don't have one tailor instrument to address those shocks which are very different. So you need to build systematic resilience on it. So I just wanted to say that to congratulate you, because you have been doing a very fantastic job being able to maneuver all this and being able to address. What I see is that uncertainty is higher than before because of this cumulative factor. And when this happens, people are focusing on sectors which are basically the foundation. And what I see as a sector where you have a high demand today is energy and electricity. Investment in electricity are shooting up whenever you talk to country. And that it's because you have a high level of demand for AI, which is consuming, but also other sectors which are important, and the tourism is one of them. Yeah. In spite of having all this uncertainty, people are traveling again, are visiting country, and tourism is something that has been growing. This is another sector which is really demanding a lot of energy. So energy, AI, tourism, health are sectors where you see a lot of demand currently, and they all linked to technology adoption and change in technology. And as I was saying, a few years ago, when we meet for the first time, and you asked me why I was so interested in the World Government Summit, is that here you have what I would say Silicon Valley, which is meeting Wall Street in the East. Because you have this ability in UAE to accelerate adoption of technology. You are very strong on AI, and at the same time to have the patient capital or the capital that is needed to be able to fuel all that. And you are seeing yourself as a hub, which is not only a hub on investment, but also a hub for logistics, because you have one of the top companies in the world of logistics, but also on tourism. You were telling me that you have 100-something nationalities in UAE, yes, which is an indication of the roles that you are playing on that front.
Thank you. Mentioning tourism is very important. You know, I've seen, going back to my trenches again after COVID, say tourism back then tourism was gone, right? People would do things virtual, would go into augmented reality, would sit at home, wear these, glasses and, enjoy a walk in a museum somewhere. But apparently there was something came up later, was called revenge tourism. As a lot of people started traveling, people wanted to go out, wanted to see the world again. Now with that kind of conditions, there is a huge potential for investment in tourism. And I think it's important, what are the kind of conditions countries need to do in order to have that condition of tourism to happen? And where does the IFC play a role here?
So when you ask me the question, I feel very humble, because everybody, when they talk about tourism, they say, we want to do like Dubai. Yeah. So you ask me that question, I have to be humble me. But what do people are seeking? Is first of all, tourism is not one dimension of tourism. And I think that's something that you understood very well. You have various pillars in tourism. I say, if you go to a country for the beach, you go once or twice, and after you look for another beach, which is different, more exotic, and you move from countries to countries. When you have culture, you come back. When you have business, you come back. When you have health, tourism, you come back. I think that what you have been able to do is to do the four of it. Okay? So people can come for different reasons in the country and in a repeated way, which is a little bit the secret of having a strategy in tourism. Secondly, I think that security, safety, predictability, stability is interesting. I look at the country of José Daboub, who used to be also minister and a former colleague at the World Bank. You see the security increase in El Salvador have increased significantly the tourism input. So that's very, very important. Third, thinking regionally. You are able to attract people to come here, but also if they want to take another part of the region, they will use Dubai as a hub. So thinking about integrating, and one of the reasons I want in the discussion we had yesterday, 2 days ago, with the Latin America investors, Central America, for instance, needs to be seen as a region. As a tourism, you need to think about going to Costa Rica, from Costa Rica to go to El Salvador, and have a package which is attractive for the tour operators. So for us, it's very important to work on these 4 verticals to make sure that the country offers that diversity. And let me these opportunities that people are not tapping enough in developing countries. Is health tourism. With the aging population that you have in the West, if you are someone who needs long-term care, it's certainly better to do it under the sun and with a beach next to you than doing it in a cold hospital of some capitals that I will not name. So, and when you have the technical capability in those countries, that's something that could create a flow which will be increasing over time because the needs of the aging population will be developing. And if you back up what you are doing now on genomics in here in UAE, where you are developing all the research and the data part of genomics, which are allowing you to have more precision medicine, you can really create the chain which allows to build that tourism. So my view is that not think about one product in tourism, because when you do one product, when there is a shock, it's very difficult to recover, and you don't have the supply chain. So that's what I would say.
I think you're exactly spot on. When we speak about tourism today, it's more about experimental or experience tourism. When it comes to medical, to experience sport tourism, to experience a lot of tourism today, the youth and the new generations coming in, they want to see more experiences. Social media is playing a big role today, being kind of the travel advisors and aspects of ratings of hotels or restaurants or where to do and where to experience that. Now, my question comes back to the IFC and your role, Maktar, is with the aspect of how tourism can really play a diversification strategy to economies, creating more jobs, creating more aspects. Which regions are you starting to see that tourism is taking that kind of as well role in playing as well, or a country that plays that role that we could look at as a case as well?
Do you allow me to make a pre-announcement?
Yes.
Okay. We've been discussing with the International Tourism Union about a conference sometime in Spain, where we bring the main actor in the world to discuss tourism. And I think that, I don't know, Alfonso, it would be Madrid or Barcelona. He's Spanish, so he's the one who will be choosing the place. But we will be having that meeting, and what we're trying to do is to bring the experience of different countries. And one of our important invitees and countries that we would like to showcase the experience will be UAE. So we count on you, and I know that your leadership on this has been very strong, that we will be doing. What IFC is doing is many things. First, we are working on, because it's the World Bank Group, we are able to use the public sector part of the World Bank Group to work on policies. And policies are very important. For people in tourism, make long-term investment. It's not a one-day investment. When you invest in a hotel, you have a long period to involve in the country for a long period.